All right, everybody, welcome back. Black Friday Bonanza. It's obviously Sunday, and we're rolling, man. We've officially, I think we've officially eclipsed our best ever Black Friday. So thanks to all of you for that. Let's see, today this day is usually the lightest day, and then Cyber Monday tomorrow ends the sale. But shoot, Nick, I got some flashbacks of the bad memories of the last time I built a bucket package on camera. There was a darn mutiny in the universe. People lost their crap. It's taken me, let's see. I launched this package probably 2000, maybe early 2018, 2017, 2018, something like that. And it was $295 at the time. How much is it now? Probably like $315 or something, inflation, yeah. And the common freak out was, I can get buckets for $5 and you're crazy. And the original Grit Guard package was, I think it was 2 buckets, and it was something like $175 or something like that.
It's $330 right now.
Yeah.
With everything, yeah. And it's funny, we had a guy comment before the stream started. He tried to build one himself, on Amazon for cheaper.
Yeah, you can.
And it's the same
But
price.
it ends up being similar, right? So we're choosing some bespoke options. One is a 6-gallon bucket, and so I had bought, so prior to that, to build my own bucket package before I launched it, before I started selling it, I bought, let's see, I think it was 27 buckets from 9 different places. So I was searching for a bucket that worked best. And so I bought 3-gallon, 2-gallon, 3-gallon, 5-gallon, 6-gallon, 7-gallon. And what I wanted to be at the time, I think, to do Michelle's Explorer without having to refill the bucket. And so 6-gallon, 7-gallon was a little tipsy, it was a little too tall. Kind of wanted to tip over. And then the Grit Guards didn't fit in the 7-gallon buckets. And so the 6-gallon was the best because the 6-gallon actually tapers a little bit at the bottom. And so as it sort of tapers down, the Grit Guard would fit flush and snug. It wouldn't even get all the way to the bottom. So I felt like there was a little bit of extra space in there, so it would fit perfectly in there. And then the only disadvantage, once it got in there, it'd get super tight and get hard to take out. And so I'd rarely take it out, or I just wouldn't pressure fit it down in there. But when you do a bespoke 6-gallon bucket, these buckets are from Letica. And then when we do the detail guards, which that's a good percentage of the price, because I think the detail guards are quite a bit more, several dollars more than the Grit Guard. And then you do 3-inch casters instead of 2-inch casters. And then you do the plate, the joiner plate, and then, of course, the gamma seals, and you add all this stuff up. Our margin's probably 35, 40%, something like that, because we buy a lot of buckets, but I have to buy buckets 188 at a time. So they come, I think, 2 pallets at a time. And at that time, it was a big deal. You got to buy $25,000 worth of parts in order to be able to do it. I have to buy a certain amount of gamma seals, a certain amount of Grit Guard, the dollies. And so any logical, rational human wouldn't freak out about it. But simpletons have a real problem with $300 buckets. And now, of course, I fell on the sword for the universe, and now everybody kind of has an expensive bucket package. I just did it because I wanted it for my garage. I was willing to pay for it. And by the way, it cost me thousands to come up with this package, because I bought buckets from all over the place. I was buying different wheels, trying to figure out what worked best. It's the same thing with the original on-wall custom install. It cost me like 10 grand to build the original $3,500 package, because I had to buy a bunch of crap, to different fittings, different piping, different pressure washer shelves, different hose reels, all kinds of crap, trying to figure out what worked. But then, the value prop to Obsessed Garage, now it seems so simple, because you just go to Obsessed Garage and you look at it, and now every website on the planet has, these various versions of what I had kind of fallen on the sword for. The future for us is going to be bespoke. So now I've kind of reached the limit of what exists in the marketplace. And so all this is it's a hodgepodge of things that currently already existed. And then we just try to upgrade as the marketplace comes up with upgrades. And so this sort of curation or organizing of all that's available, and then attempting to make the best packages. Like for example, we talk about the Cox hose reel all the time. It's not the ideal hose reel. It's just the best we've got. And so my future is going to be working with manufacturers or making it ourselves and making better versions. So for the bucket package, we're going to have different colors. We're going to have different wheels, different casters, but this is, we're years out from that. But that's what I think the future looks like, where, I'm making a custom bucket colors. I'm making maybe custom versions with grit guard of, how I would want the dollies to work, finding some all stainless casters and continuing to improve the package, improve the process. We're coming up with new labels and things like that over time. Would be the vision I have for it. But this package is awesome. And those, we've sold, 10,000 of them. And so we've sold thousands of them. And everybody who has it, I don't think we've ever had anybody call and say, you know what, this sucks. This was a stupid move. So anyway, I'm going to put it together here for you today. I need it for the new studio here. Mike, you hear Mike in the background. He's cutting the Swiss tracks around the newly installed Jumbo 9000. The 9000 video should be up in the next couple of weeks. Make sure you go check out the Quiet Lift, the Quiet Lift 9000 as well. Check out that video. And then we just put the video up of the new Black Series press-out bottles on our floating, or not floating, but stationary shelves. And then the next thing we're going to start here, and today, tomorrow, is putting my MSS Plus cabinets in place. It's going to be pretty sick. So anyway, what I do with the buckets, let's see here. So we got our black detail guard. Now, let me just double check this. I'm pretty sure. So we put the vinyl on. This vinyl is the same vinyl like car vinyl. But what I normally do, I just want to double check this. So the detail guards come with these little rubber thingy-majigs. And they don't, let me just remind myself here. They don't fit, they don't fit in the 6-gallon bucket, right? So you want to take these things off. You could jam it in there, but you're only going to get it halfway down the bucket. So this is a little modification that you need to do. And then what happens is, you've seen me doing my wash and talks here, where I've been, my detail guards keep falling out. The buckets tend to stretch over time, the base of the bucket. I mean, it's a plastic. And so I think what's happened is my buckets are older, and I've taken this in and out many, many times. And so this, what you'll notice, as you get toward the bottom of the 6-gallon, it tapers. And so you have to kind of jam it in place. And when the bucket's brand new, it fits freaking sweet. So I don't know if you can see you probably can't see it here. You can see the shadow of where it's at. So it just touches the base, and it's like almost, because these are made for 5-gallon buckets, and a 5-gallon bucket isn't tapered quite as much. And so it fits in there freaking perfectly.
And to all the viewers, I just want to mention, if you have any questions, just send them our way right now. We're going to do kind of a joint bucket building video and Q&A. So keep them rolling if you have any Black Friday questions or just questions in general.
So these detail guards are quite a bit more sophisticated. The guys talked me into these. There's the wash. They have the whole bucket surround internal where you scrub your pad on. I just don't do that. And then there's the Buckenizers from Microfiber Madness that you clip to the side. So there's all kinds of modifications you can make to buckets. I know some people do. I just like having it simple, and maybe we'll visit some more complex versions in the future. But I don't know, this setup, every time I look at adding things to it, this is the setup that I really like. And so the detail guards are quite a bit more sophisticated for dirt. I'm still a 2-bucket washer, 2-bucket method, but you can kind of choose to do it however you want. Don't we have some different vinyl as well too? We have like solid, non-logoed. Don't we have a non-logoed version?
Yep, we have pretty much any variation of those you want. So we have logo, non-logo. You can get wash in red or blue. You can get all 3 of them in black. So we have like 16 or 18 different variations. We also have a rinseless bucket label as well.
Oh yeah, the rinses.
So you could have full matching set.
So these guys I just throw away. And let me help you out here. So like Nick would keep these somewhere, right? Wouldn't you? You'd like put them in some bag. Yeah, he'd put them in the trunk, drive around, because you never know what you might be able to use this for. Just take these and throw them in the trash. You don't need them. You're never going to use them. So just get rid of them. You can do that, and be okay. It's not the Great Depression, at least not yet. So we're going to be okay. See, look, he's going to take them and keep them. So now, next step is to put these guys in place. Hey, Mike, can I enlist you? I need a drill bit. Do you have one laying around somewhere? I'd say like a 3/8 or a 1/2 inch. Show them the modification that I do. Oh, nice. So these are, it's plastic on plastic. So I always, oh, nice. Okay, perfect. So you want to be, you don't have to be careful, but you don't want to cross thread this if you can help it. And it should go in nice and smoothly. They're already pre-threaded. And the other thing to keep in mind with these, the bucket's plastic, and I have a detail guard in there. And so if you torque this down, you're going to split the bucket over time. You'll make a crease, you'll make like a straight line split. These buckets aren't cheap, and they're not warranted for stupidity. They're not warranted at all. It's a freaking bucket. You mess up a bucket, you're an idiot. So don't do that. So I'm telling you right now, do the right thing, and take your time, get the threads to line up. The threads are good. They're just, the only way they're not good is if you frickin' mess them up, and then you don't want to torque this down so tightly that you mess up the bucket. We take our wheels. Each set of wheels comes with 3 regular and then 2 locking, which you need if you have a slope. Take your thingy, put your thumb on it, push in place. They fit snugly.
All right, Matt, while you're putting those wheels in, we got one question from Ryan. He says, what is one change you would like to make most to the bucket package?
One change I want to do is plate. So we need to make our own plate. I want to make it black. And so I hate frickin' diamond plate. Diamond plate is for Corvette owners and Camaro owners. I'm sorry to you guys, but it's not for me. And so what I do is I take the plate and I flip it upside down. Again, making this is something simple we could make. And I think this thing's like $10 or $15 or something like that. And so, the people at Grit Guard, they're diamond plate types. And so I want to get rid of the diamond plate because diamond plate, it's just not good. All diamond plate should be eradicated from the world. And then I would like to do some really sophisticated, really nice casters. These casters are decent. It's a ball bearing caster, 3-inch, rubberized plastic. I don't know, I think I would want a caster like the Sonic Next boxes, and then the Rousseau cart has some amazing casters. And so I'd like to come up with slightly better caster option. And then, of course, different colors. So I want to go like more monochromatic, get rid of the red, white, and blue, black. And so what we're going to do, I've sort of tested this out in some of my bucket packages. I've drilled like 3 or 5 holes, but what I found actually works the best is just drill it right in the center. So find that center spot. And what I'm doing here, I'm putting a drain hole in. All right, so I want a drain hole, so that way when I'm washing, I have a hole right in the center, and that will make sure that water just doesn't sit in the bottom of the bucket or bottom of the dolly here. The reason why they don't put holes in this, they do quite a bit of these. Because I asked them, I asked the lambs that, I'm like, why don't you put a darn drain hole in it? Because they sell a lot of these for like janitorial supply, and they want to keep in that industry, they like to keep the liquids in the whatever you call this, the dolly. The other thing you got to do, and this is something I want to fix, is we're going to fix our vinyl. I really liked when our original design, when Bryce designed this, I liked how this looked, with the the vinyl kind of going down into the whatever you call this, the dolly. But it does create a bit of a problem in that if you don't manage this and you turn the bucket, the vinyl hits the bucket stays and kind of messes it up. So I'm always yelling at people who use my buckets, don't frickin' mess it up.
All right, we got another detailing question here, not related to buckets. He says, what's your suggestion? The new Rupes 1/3 inch polisher as a secondary polisher to the Mirka? I only have a 5-inch LE T4200 right now.
Yeah, I want the new Nano, and it has interchangeable heads now, which is nice. And so a single long neck Nano is good. I want the new Nano, and I want the the Mirka 3-inch in a perfect world. And so with your bucket, what you want is you want it to contact the stays, but I don't want it to lock it in. And so all I need it to do is not bounce around. I'm not looking to lock it down. If you torque this down, you'd have to torque it pretty tightly. But if you torque it down, you're going to split the bucket. So there's our wheel bucket. I like to put the brakes. Actually, I messed this up. I like to put the brakes on the wheel bucket. I like to put them on the front. That way I know exactly where they are without having to look at it. These things do lock in pretty well. You don't want to do this if you can help it. Wasn't paying attention.
And one more question about the buckets. Have you ever tried the Snappy Grip bucket handles? Yeah,
we have those too. I should probably put those on. I just started doing them. We've been selling them for like 5 years, and I never. Oh, we'll need a knife to. Yeah. So here you go. So I put the locks on the front, and then bucket here, like so. And then we're going to put our Gamma Seal on. Gamma Seals, to me, I don't really use them very much. It just finishes it off and makes it look good. So when I put a Gamma Seal on, take the lid off. And then put it down on the ground here. You got to really lean into it. then doesn't that look good, man? I think it looks great. See, I love this kind of stuff. Like, I bought a bunch of shoes yesterday that showed up. I love getting them all set up. You know, yeah, I like this. So when you get your bucket package, especially if you've been waiting a long time to get a bucket package, it's, I don't know, it's just a good experience, I think, of putting it all together. First time you put the Gamma seal on, you kind of have to get it to make sure my seal is all the way on. I think it's on. Maybe we can get it rounded again. Did something wrong here. It's not. There we go. First time you put the Gamma seal on, you've got to get it. That's something sitting right. It's on there good. Okay. And so then I keep the bucket like that. Pretty sweet. Okay. Something funky with this one here. Not doing a good sell job on my $300 bucket package here, people. Yeah. Yeah, this Gamma seal. See, it's kind of poking out right here. Something isn't clipped into my bucket because it should go on smoothly. It's sitting right. If your bucket's doing this, something's wrong. Might need to put a different Gamma seal on. I don't ever put the black Gamma seal on anyway, so for my bucket package, it's fine. I'll never put this one on. I just like the look of it. Yeah, something wrong with this this black one. All right, the other ones should be clean. Let's just check this out. Let me show you how it's supposed to work. See, it should go on nice and smoothly like that and then come off. So that's how it's supposed to go. Should be a piece of cake. Yeah, but it is. I mean, it's all aligned. I think it might be a... That's how it goes. It's every time I do it live, something bad happens. Yeah, there's like a little bubble on that. I'll pull it off later and get it fixed. Like I said, I'd never once put the black one on. It's there more for show than it is for anything else. that. Yeah, it's not coming off very easily. One of the threads is a little wonk.
Probably relax and go back to its natural state. Yeah, the threads are fine. I think it just got squished right here. See how it's pushed in right there? It must have been sitting the way it was sitting.
Defective.
It'll be fine.
Junk. Terrible quality, Mike.
What do you expect for $330? Bargain basement stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely right there. It's a little
Yep. It's because I was talking trash. That's why. Okay, so when you're doing the pair, the combo here, what I like to do is I like to take, so there's 3 holes in the dollies, and so I like to take the 2 close holes and then we stagger them, or not stagger them, we face them so they face each other. So the two hole section goes in the middle here with our plate. And then I always screw this up because I'm gonna do it upside down all the time. So flip your plate upside down and then put your casters or put your wheels in. And you don't want to put the brakes in the middle here. So on the dual bucket, I put the brake in the corners here so it's symmetrical. And that way it stops the buckets best. And then this is best for your vinyl as well. Oops, brake. So see the brakes stagger opposite. And then we lock our plate in with our wheels like so. Make sure you flip your plate upside down so you don't have to see the goofy diamond plate. The other thing you could do is just paint the darn plate black.
All right, we got another question here. There had been talks in a recent post about different colors of buckets. Are they still in the works, or was the juice not worth the squeeze?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do it at some point, but maybe spring, summer. It's on our short list.
Yeah,
It's on our medium list.
We're working on some new vinyls on the products team right now. We're getting some samples in soon, and so we're looking at spring, early summer launch.
Yeah, I'd be too impatient to wait. Now, if you're not a baller and you're making a splurge here, maybe you wait, but I wouldn't. So we got our setup here. So it should look like this. And then let's drill some holes. Put my little sticky things underneath here so it grabs my mess. We're going to drill a couple holes in the center. Void and warranties here. Void and warranties. I don't want to get this crap all over my new floor. Steal this garbage.
Vacuum solution
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Vacuum solutions are on sale. Only one time a year, unless you're a Hex Plus member.
All right, Drew from OGHQ here asks a question. He says, with a Gamma seal on the lid, are the buckets sturdy enough to sit on them while you wash your wheels?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah, casters, the whole thing, it's good enough to, plenty good enough to use as a stool.
And somebody asked what size drill bit you're using as well.
I think that's a 3/8 bit on there, but I think 1/2 inch would be the way to go. You know, something like 3/8 to 1/2, somewhere in there. It's not like a precise thing you need to worry about. Just make a hole. Yeah, just make a hole.
And then we have one more question. Ryan says, Matt could always just keep the bucket separated. You don't need the diamond plate at all. So maybe you could just speak to why you like the connector plate.
Yeah, I like them connected because I'm dunking, rinse, wash. Just makes it easier. But yeah, you could, if you hated that, you could just eliminate it, not do it. I like it. Gosh, freaking SEMA, man. I need to skip SEMA every year. Freaking still, nose is still running. Freaking month later.
So you had the whole Thanksgiving debacle too, right? I mean, that didn't help.
Yeah. Man, freaking nose is just constant running.
That's a good question. Like on that topic, do you do any air purifiers in your house or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
What's the
Jasper.
OG spec? Jasper.
I got 4 of them. Jaspr. It's freaking sick. I think they sold out for Black Friday. I don't know if they're taking pre-orders for the next batch or not, but they aren't cheap, Nick, as you might imagine. They're like $1,200 a piece. I think they were on sale for $8.99. I thought about buying another one for Kate's room. No, I just bought them. I don't think I saved a nickel. I'm always buying stuff that isn't on sale, you know?
So the Jasper air scrubber is only $8.99 right now,
Yep.
but they're low stock.
Yeah.
We got it pulled up on the screen.
I think they might be lying to us, though. They're saying, well, we're low stock, get it now, or never get it again.
Well, they wrote almost sold out into the product image, so I think you're
Yeah.
right.
Yep. I saw it on Facebook. I'm like, ooh, it almost got me. I'm like, maybe I should get it. I need to get it. I kind of want to put one in my office here. I just don't have a good outlet. I don't have a good spot to put it.
All right, we got one more question. He says, Matt, when do you plan on doing the Viper Chair review? When you do the Viper Chair review, check out the new Mini Creeper. I just got one, and it's great for really low work. So that's like the little tiny kneeling one.
I think we got one, don't we?
We should.
Yeah.
If we don't, we'll get one here.
Pallet's literally right outside this door. Okay. We got this going here. We'll put our snappy handles on. Why am I sweating? Hey. Yeah, I'm almost done. I just realized, I'm sweating. We've been so cold been cold here. All right, so I like the buckets this way. I like rinse on the left, wash on the right. Don't know why, I just do. Let's get our bucket positioned here. Nice even. Just where it contacts the bucket, where there's like a little bit of rub to it. That's where I like it. And then you're gonna have to do your snappy handles at your own risk here. You gotta cut them off. So don't frickin' cut your fingers off. Get it started. Don't cut my fingers off. Once you get it started, it kind of rolls through. It's a little dicey. There we go. I did. I just started. Cut that off, and then you take these guys. Thanks for the suggestion. I always forget to do this part. Because I don't really handle the buckets all that much. Just dumping it out, that's it. And then you have to make sure these line up here. Put that guy on there, and it makes it a comfort fit. See that? Wonder if we should do some sort of where our label takes into account the handle. I don't know. Gosh, freaking nose. It's nonstop. Yep. Oh, I can't believe you'd do that in someone's driveway. I said, well, I'm freaking here building this garage and do whatever I want.
All right, we got a question about the fragrance bags. Ricardo wants to know, would we ever sell a refill for them, or should he just buy a new bag?
I don't know.
So
The bag is kind of expensive.
the little fabric bag. So we actually talked to the company that makes those for us, and the little bag is like, it would be just as expensive to mail you a refill in a plastic bag or a container.
Yeah.
Like the little fabric one, it costs like 40 cents. So
Oh, I thought the bag was expensive.
no, it's pretty cheap because they buy them in like super bulk. One more question here. What kind of water are you drinking now? What's the OG Spec water solution?
So I have a U.S. Water Systems 3-stage filtration for the house and softening. So it's a sediment, carbon, and then softening. And then that comes into an Echo RO, 4-stage RO system. And then that goes into an Echo hydrogen generator. And that's what I'm drinking. So now I know where my water's coming from. I've cut out, based on a suggestion of a follower, said, you know, you might want to try cutting out all that carbonated water. So I got rid of carbonated water as well. Not completely, but to a large extent. Because I was using the ARC carbonator, and now I've cut that out. So my water is dialed. Okay, let's put this one on. With my jank lid. What I'll do is I'll go steal the top off of one of the others and then send this one out to one of you. Kidding. Kidding. Just messing with you. Snappy handle on here. Telling you, be careful with this. Don't cut your finger off like I almost just did. It's dicey.
All right, we have a question about the car cover on the M3 over there, and is it OG Spec?
Yeah, it's a Cover King satin stretch. I've been using them for years. Only good inside. Only good. You should only cover your car if it's clean. Struggling here. Let's just kind of score this. Go. Bucket package complete. Wore glasses today. I don't know, my freaking contacts bothered me yesterday. I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna wear glasses today. And bang. Nice. And that'll hold all of my wheel utensils. And we got ourselves a setup. Bucket package complete. Get this sucker on there. Just for the final. Telling you, these lids will just sit in the darn lev rack for eternity, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, there you go, Nick. Bucket package. Looking sweet. So I got my locks in the front, locks in the back. I've got my plate in the center with the two stays that are next to each other. And then I do the opposite on my wheel so everything looks nice and symmetrical. That's what a $325 bucket package looks like. And then you can sit on it, roll around. That's another reason why you want, the bigger casters. It just rolls better. I'm 215 pounds or 212 pounds or so, and so even on Swiss tracks, rolls around easily, nicely. It makes sense to do the wheel bucket because it's solid on its own. It's good.
All right, we have one last question here. They want to know any idea on when the West Coast location will be open?
Yeah, we haven't started the process. We've identified it probably needs to be in Vegas or Reno. Somewhere between Phoenix and Reno, in that corridor. I'm thinking probably 18 months from now. So the target would be, say June of 2027, something like that. So it would be ready for 2027 Black Friday. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got to go out on the, hit the trail and go out and talk to all the vendors. We got to do a bunch of forecasting, create a bunch of models. What do we think is going to happen? So Mark, who I hired, and Jason, who I hired we have two Jasons that have joined us recently. But Jason's the controller, Mark's the operations guy, the COO. So we're going to go out and talk to all the vendors and kind of renegotiate the plan of what our margins are and how much we're buying and what our purchasing numbers look like, so that way I can negotiate a better price, better margin, so I can fit it in to let the GT3 come in. So I could fit the shipping into the pricing without raising prices to the customer. It's a good feel for what the cars feel like in here. You got to bring the Evo here, and then. Yeah, I really think it is. It's a 3-car. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could probably fit 7, but if you want to jam it in here, with the wheel dollies and stuff. But so next step here is to work on MSS Plus. So West Coast will probably be around then. If we can do it sooner, that'd be great. I've got to do some, I can't afford to do it right now. My costs versus sales, so we need to increase sales a bit, and we need to decrease costs a bit in order to make it so that I have the capital to go, invest in another facility. Because even though I'll probably just rent it, I'll have quite a bit of expense to do that. So I've got to fix the profitability. What happens is as you grow, you're trying to manage costs, software costs, payroll costs, cost of goods, And I haven't spent a whole lot of time on the numbers. It's just kind of drink from a fire hose and just go. Keep going, hire when it feels right, hire based on my gut. And so we're going to get rid of that gut reaction and start doing it based on numbers, on data. And it's hard to explain, because, people view me as obsessed, and I am obsessed, but you can only be obsessed over so many things. And so the data, the numbers are something I've spent zero time looking at. I don't look at subscribers. I don't look at analytics. I don't look at, inorganic marketing. I don't look at, the P&L very much, other than a quick 30,000-foot view. And so I've actually gotten really interested in it. And so now I'm going to, dig into, the first quarter or so of 2026, really dig into the data, dig into the numbers, make sure that we have, everything we purchase is reconciled, and have a real solid structure, have a 3-point structure for how, bills, how cash is allocated. In other words, make sure that we have a checks and balances for, people spending money, who's allowed to spend it, and then how is that checked, and how is that reconciled. And we have some loose processes. It's not disorganized, but it's time to go to that next phase, the next level of getting that dialed. And so I need to get all of that stuff in position, in place, so that way I can make promises. Because in order to get the pricing I'm going to need to make it work, I'm going to have to make some substantial commitments in blanket orders and purchasing in order to be able to go out and do, a free shipping over, say, $50 model and have multiple shipping locations. But I think our software is capable. I talked about this yesterday when we toured the warehouse. We're installing a couple of bolt-ons to the POSCO platform in order to help us with predictive purchasing. So that way we have to solve our out-of-stock problem first before I create another grouping of problems. I also need, that's why Canada has slowed in our ability to get products there, because we uncovered a lot of deficiencies and uncovered a lot of problems in our operational structure while heading down that exercise. And so I've kind of slowed that down in order to fix the back end. And so we're deep into that process right now. That's the bucket package. So what is our plan? We're done for today?
We're done for today. We'll
Yep.
be back tomorrow. We got a couple streams, one big one. We do sort of a design focus, but
Yep.
for now we just got to sell more stuff.
Yeah, so go to the site if you need help. The support team is 100% caught up, so they're here today. Everybody's here today till noon.
Yep.
And then we'll be here all day tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be doing 3 streams. Is the plan tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be doing the one you'll want to check out for sure is on the Obsessed Garage channel. We'll be going through this garage. You're going to go through all of this sophisticated stuff that's in here for those who want some design. The design team is also here, so hit them up, design@obsessedgarage.com. You send them an email, they'll respond to you right away, and get you working, get you design, at least get the process started. And they might even be able to design your garage from start to finish in a single day and get your invoice out so you can get all the pricing locked in. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bucket package. I think we have tons of these in stock, so order your bucket package. Don't be afraid of RYS. I'm sure a lot of stuff is on Reserve Your Spot, especially pressure washers. They're in stock nowhere. And so Reserve Your Spot, you'll want to lock that down. And I know 630s are coming, 1322s are coming, and so don't be afraid. We do have 1122s in stock, and those are on a pretty ridiculous sale in comparison to what they normally offer. So that's available as well. Those are in stock, ready to ship. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.